How to fix failed to allocate video memory on Indiana zones. What's up everyone, in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how you can fix this error. So the very first thing that you want to do is find the game system requirement. Usually it's on the game store page or the official website, and then you have to compare the requirements to your PC's specifications. For example, if you have your RAM storage, you have to ensure that it meets the minimum requirement. Similarly, you have to find the GPU VRAM to verify the graphics card that has a sufficient VRAM storage. And then finally, you have to ensure that the game is installed on a fast and available drive. Then what you have to do is identify your GPU. So to do that, you have to press Windows plus R and then type this command dxdiag, and then you have to go to the display tab and download and install the latest drivers. For NVIDIA, you have to go to NVIDIA driver downloads and download the recommended driver from your PC. And if you have an AMD graphics card, you just have to download the GPU to your latest driver, and similarly for Intel you have to do the same. And then finally you can restart your PC after the installation. The step 3 is to lower your graphics settings. Launch the game and go to the settings graphics, and then adjust the following. You just have to adjust your resolution. You can lower it to 1080p or even lower. You can adjust the texture quality. You can set it to low or medium. And the anti-aliasing, you have to disable or reduce it. And finally, you have to turn off the ray tracing. And then you have to save the game settings and restart the game. Step 4 is to increase the virtual memory. You just have to increase the virtual memory on your device. For that, you just have to press Windows plus S and then go to Advanced System Settings. Under the Advanced tab, you can find the settings, and then in the Performance section, you have to click on Change the Virtual Memory section and uncheck Automatically Manage Paging file size for all drives. And then you have to select your system drive, choose Custom Size, and set the initial size to 4090 MB, that is 4 gigs, and then set the maximum size to 8 gigs. And then you just have to save all of these settings. After that, you have to verify your game files. If you have your game on Steam, you have to open it on Library and then right click on the game and select the properties. You have to navigate to local files and check and verify the integrity of your game files. And then if you have it on Epic Games, you have to go to your Epic Games launcher and go to its library and do the same. Doing this will ensure that it will re-download all of the missing files, or any of the corrupted files you will be reinstalled. And after doing this, what you need to do now is close the background applications. To do that, you have to press Ctrl plus Shift plus Escape to open up your task manager and sort by GPU usage, and end the process. Like, first you have to end the process for your browsers, then Discord, and then streaming or overlay apps, and then you have to restart the game. The other thing you can do is run the game as an administrator. You just have to right click on the game's properties or the exe file and select properties and then change the settings. And you can disable display overlays as well. To do that, you have to go to settings, in-game, and uncheck all of the enable Steam overlay. If you have it on GeForce Experience, you have to open GeForce Experience and go to the settings to disable the in-game overlay. You can do the same for Discord as well. And the next step is to reinstall the game. You have to uninstall the game completely from your system and delete any of the remaining files in the installation folder, and then reinstall the game completely. After doing that, you can check your hardware health. If the error persists, you can check for hardware issues. So if you have to check your GPU, you can use tools like GPU-Z or MSI Afterburner to monitor your VRAM usage and temperature. And finally, what you can do is ensure that your drive is hosting the game that has at least 20% of free storage. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on the next one.